Hello friends. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was 12 years old, my stepdad, who we call Dad, came down into my bedroom and sexually abused me. Now, I was scared. I was confused. He, who we knew would never do that, he, who my mom loved and fell in love with because he would protect us from such things, and we all knew it, had abused me, and I was confused. Now I knew I could tell my mom. I knew she would believe me. I didn't wonder, I knew. I knew that I had not done anything wrong, that it was my dad, my stepdad, who had done something wrong. I knew that I had every right to expect it to never happen again because my mom had laid all of those right bricks. She had taught me all of those things. And I had a confidence that that wasn't supposed to happen to me and that I was not in the wrong. But I still did not tell my mom. It was the sort of thing, how do you bring that up? Oh, hey, Mom, while you were sleeping, you know what happened. And plus I thought, oh, it'll never happen again. It was a one-time thing. That was awful. It won't happen again. But I was noticing the grooming now. Now that it had happened, I was willing to see the other signs, the long goodnight hugs, the stories he was telling of a ghost in the house so that I wouldn't know it was him. These things all of a sudden started to become more apparently grooming. And when my dad did come down, my stepdad did come down and molest me again, I knew I would tell my mom. But still, I didn't know how. It sat right here, the words, and I tried, and they just wouldn't cough out until one day my mom was getting mad at me because I hadn't cleaned my room, and I was like, well, if somebody wouldn't come into my room at night, then maybe I would clean it, which didn't really make a lot of sense, but I got it out there. And I saw her standing there in the kitchen, and she just stopped. And I guess her world was probably crashing down. She looked at me and she said, I believe you. Who's doing this? As I'd known she would. And together we left my stepdad. He actually admitted to it, which is unusual, and I'm lucky about that because there was never that confusion. He admitted to it. I think my mom's absolute belief in me that she didn't ask him. She knew. She knew he'd done it. So he had no wiggle room for denial. So he admitted it. He apologized. We left. My mom had 6 kids at that time, 4 disabled, but she knew this has to be done. This is what I wished people had done for me, and this is what I'll do for my children. And together we went off and learned more. Now we knew it wasn't my mom's fault. It wasn't my fault. It was my stepdad's fault. But we did learn things we could do different to keep us even safer. So I tell you this not so that you think, oh my gosh, even if I lay all those bricks, that my child still could be molested anyway. I don't want you to feel powerless. Feel powerful. Those bricks saved me. My healing was quick comparatively. Sure, I made a lot of the classic blunders that sexually abused kids make, but I grow up in this society. This society teaches a lot of the wrong things too, so I don't even know how much of it has to do with my own abuse. But it was rather quick. I healed quickly. I healed more completely than a lot of people do because we went and we searched for all those bricks. We didn't just, my mom had laid some intuitively, and then we went out and we, as you're doing right now, and we looked for more bricks so that we could build a strong foundation, and we have. Now my mom is actually an international expert who travels all over the world teaching this stuff. I write about it in books and blogs. So this is so valuable, and I applaud you for learning what those bricks are and for practicing them. Practice these conversations. Be comfortable with your kids talking about sex and body parts and cyberbullying and all of that, because I promise you it makes all the difference. I knew from the get-go that it wasn't my fault, that I was worth it, that I would figure this out, and that my mom had my back. I always knew. I never questioned, and it made all the difference in my story. So I applaud you. You can do this.